What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today I have a Diabolos Lair of Darkness deck profile for you guys, or I think that's what I'm going to call it. I'm not really sure just yet. I guess you'll be able to tell by the title. But anyway, of course, this is a deck profile using the brand new cards from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Lair of Darkness structure deck that was just released today. Of course, I was actually able to get it earlier. I was able to get it like this past Wednesday. So if you haven't seen an opening on this, be sure to check it out because this structure deck is really awesome. And I talk about if it's worth picking up, and I guess spoiler, it is because there's some pretty cool cards in it. But yeah, I went on ahead and did that profile using a lot of the new cards. I'm also using some of the cards that aren't in the structure deck, but I try to keep it as close to budget as possible. And on some of the cards that are a bit pricey, I will talk about some more budget-friendly options that you can go with instead. Because really with this deck, yeah, I mean, you can go pretty cheap with it because of the structure deck and everything too. So yeah, let's go on ahead and start going through the cards. Okay, so starting us off, I am running 3 of Darkest Diabolos, Lord of the Lair. So yeah, this is your main monster. Obviously, you know, he's on the front of the structure deck, so there you go. And yeah, I mean, he is just really easy to bring out in this deck too, because first off, your strategy is to get him to the graveyard as quickly as possible. That way, with his effect, whenever one of your dark monsters are attributed, which is what this deck does, you're able to special summon this monster. So, you know, one of the kind of like quick things you could do is, let's say he's in the graveyard, okay? Then after that, you summon Lilith. Use her effect, tribute a dark monster, and there you go. You're able to get Diabolos right after that too. And also you're getting the trap card then for Lilith in this one's case. So it's just great how easy it is to bring out. Also, he laughs at kaiju monsters because he can't be tributed, so kaijus, they're not a problem then for him. And yeah, it's just all around great boss monster that's easy to bring out. And then next up, I am also running 3 of Lilith, Lady of Lament. So yeah, this is the other ultra rare that you get from the Lair of Darkness structure deck, and it's another amazing card that you definitely need to use in this deck, because with her, you are pretty much able to search for your trap cards, and that means your virus cards and different things too, because with her effect, you tribute a dark monster, then of course you get to choose 3 trap cards from your deck, your opponent randomly selects one of them, and you get to add that one to your hand. And also too, the best part is that when you're using the field spell, which is Lair of Darkness, your opponent's monsters become dark monsters, right? Well, you can actually tribute your opponent's monsters to use her effect to then search her trap card. It's amazing, and yeah, it's a card you definitely want to get because, like I said, it helps you get your virus cards and just help you set everything up. So it's just one of those cards you definitely want to have 3 of. Also, I am running 3 of Arima, the Wicked Warden. So yeah, this is another one of the brand new cards, of course, from the structure deck, and it's basically like a terraforming for Lair of Darkness, because that's what you do. You're able to discard this card, and you get Lair of Darkness to your hand. Also, you contribute dark monsters to then be able to draw cards, and if it is actually a different monster, not itself, if you actually choose a different monster to tribute for this effect, then you can search for Diabolos, basically from that too. So it's a card that's a terraforming, that can also be a draw card, that can also be a searcher for Diabolos, which is amazing. And again, if you have Lair of Darkness to your side of the field, you contribute your opponent's monsters as well. So it's a great card for that, and just basically being able to search for Lair of Darkness really helps out a ton. Then I'm also running 2 of Duke Shade, the Sinister Shadow Lord. Yes, it's another new card from the structure deck. Unfortunately, though, not a holo like the others. But anyway, again, this card is really amazing for the deck and really uses the effect of their field spell, which is Lair of Darkness. Because with this card, you tribute dark monsters, and then you're able to special summon it. You can tribute multiple dark monsters. Well, you can even tribute your opponent's monsters too. And when you're using Lair of Darkness, again, their field spell, it's like the main card for the whole deck, then you can just tribute your opponent's monsters. Tribute all of them even if you want to, and then special summon this monster. And it's pretty funny to use because of that too. Then of course, I'm also using one of a tour guide from the Underworld, as well as Skarm Malbranch of the Burning Abyss. So yeah, basically you just want to use both of these because of Lilith, because they work really well with fiends that are level 3, and, well, look what we have here, right? I mean, they're basically just there to help you search for that. And Skarm is just a great searcher as well for that, too. Again, both are just there to help you with the Lilith, and it's just a nice engine to throw in there because they work so well with her. Also, I'm running one, a Blackwing Steam the Cloak. You may be wondering, why are you running a Blackwing monster? I mean, this isn't Blackwings. Well, this card's good because first off, it's a dark monster, and also you tribute monsters to use it. So it's another one you want to get it to the graveyard, then you're able to tribute one of your monsters to special summon it. It's a way to get a monster out there as well as tributing monsters, which then Diabolos' effect can activate, and you're just activating, more effects because you tribute on monsters. It seems crazy when you look at it, but when you actually see how it works with that too, and making it so you can kind of get the ball rolling for this deck, it helps out quite a bit, so I definitely recommend throwing one of those in. Then next up, I am running 2 of Armageddonite, and then of course after that 2 of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So yeah, Armageddonite, really simple. It is a Foolish Burial in monster form. So you can use it to get the Blackwing to the graveyard, Destrudo, Diabolos, whatever you want, get it to the graveyard. That's what it helps you do. Then, of course, for Ghost Ogre, that's one that might be a little bit pricier or a little tougher for some people to get now. I mean, after the reprint, I think it's a little bit cheaper now. But if you need like another option, you could throw in maybe something like Effect Veiler. I mean, that's another hand trap card. Probably the cheapest one that you could go with on that. I was thinking even you could throw another like Armageddonite, maybe an extra spell card to go along with that. If you happen to have Regeki, that could be another good option. So those are a few options you can go with. And then for the last for our monsters, I'm running 1 of Destrudo, which this card is amazing. I mean, if you see it work in anything, it does a lot, especially for this deck too, since I rely on field spells, being able to, get this one to the graveyard, use its effect. Let's say for this example, you have Lilith, okay? It's on your side of the field, Destrudo's in your graveyard now, all right? Then use its effect, pay half your life points. Then you're able to special summon Destrudo. Then you're able to synchro summon both of these together for a level 7 synchro monster. For this example, we can go with Ancient Fairy Dragon. And there you go. You got a level 7 synchro out of just that. And then, of course, since this is a deck that relies on field spells, if you already have one on your side of the field, we can go with, let's see, Dragon Ravine. We'll get to it here in a second, but let's say that's out on your side of the field, which can help you use Destrudo. Then use Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect, destroy the field spells, which if your opponent has one too, that helps you out as well. You destroy it, you gain 1,000 life points for it, and then you can search for Lair of Darkness after that and play it. Then you have Ancient Fairy Dragon on your side of the field because of Destrudo, and you also have Lair of Darkness, which is the main card you want to have out there. So from that, you have it all set up for you where you can have more monsters out there. You would probably summon Ancient Fairy in defense because 3,000 defense, and there you go. Just from Destrudo, you're able to set that up. All right, now for our spell cards. And spell cards, well, you got to start off with 3 of Lair of Darkness. So yeah, that's your main field spell. Like I keep saying, I mean, that is your main card. You want to get out as quickly as possible, make all the monsters dark, and I mean, that's one of the main strategies of this deck, is just to get it out there as quickly as possible. Also running 1 of Dragon Ravine, and then 2 of Terraforming. So yeah, Terraforming is just to help you search for a Lair of Darkness. That's basically it. Of course, Dragon Ravine, like I showed you guys earlier, that's great for Destrudo. I mean, with Diabolos as well. If you have one or the other in your hand, you could discard one of them. So in this case, we'll go with Diabolos. I discard it. Then from my deck, I can get rid of Destrudo after that. Then they're both in my graveyard, so I can use their effects. So that's why you want to run a Dragon Ravine in there, just to help you out and set some things up. Of course, like I said, with Lair of Darkness too, that's kind of the end goal. That's the one you want to keep on your side of the field, making all of your monsters, or all the monsters on the field, not even just your monsters, all of them, dark. So then you can use the effects. So that means like Lilith can then use your opponent's monsters, or, you have Arima, as well, or, like Duke Shade. It just kind of keeps going from that. So being able to do that, as well as getting tokens from it, because when your monsters are tributed at the end phase, you get a token for each one, and your opponent does as well. Whenever their monsters are tributed. It makes it so you basically have control over the whole board, and you can use the different effects, and you're tributing monsters, which is your opponent's monsters in most cases, so it's not a problem for you, and then you get to search for trap cards, or draw cards, or whatever. So it's an insane thing, and like I said, it's basically the end result. That's what you want to do. Lair of Darkness quickly as possible, you're all set up. And then for the rest of the spell cards, I'm running 1 of Foolish Burial, which obviously, you have so many things, Destrudo, Diabolos, and the Blackwings into the graveyard. You want to use that for that obvious reason. 2 of Allure of Darkness. This is in the structure deck too, so it's actually a lot easier to get now, and yeah, I mean, you're using a lot of dark monsters, you need some cards to draw, there you go. That's a good draw engine for you. Also, Upstart Goblin, again, draw more cards, give your opponent some life points. Who cares? Take those life points back. There you go. And then also Monster Reborn, which I'm using my Lost Artwork one. You can get one of these, of course, really easily. Monster Reborn's been reprinted quite a bit. And yeah, since it's at 1, at least at the current time of this video with our ban list, you want to run it and everything. And of course, now moving on to trap cards. So with that, I guess we'll go with our virus cards first. So I am using 2 of Full Force Virus, as well as 1 of Deck Devastation Virus, and then 1 of Eradicator Epidemic Virus. So yeah, all these cards too, by the way, are in the structure deck. I'm just using my holographic versions of the cards that I have just because, well, they look nice, especially with Full Force Virus. But anyway, these are the virus cards I chose because they're really easy to use with this, and they can just destroy a lot of different decks that you use them against. I mean, first off, with Full Force Virus, I mean, that's the easiest one to use. Then you're getting rid of monsters that have 1500 defense or lower. And for a lot of different decks out there, that destroys them. And basically, same reason for Deck Devastation Virus. Kind of the same idea, just reverse, because this time it's dealing with attack. And also, you have Diabolos and even Lilith for this. And then, of course, Eradicator Epidemic Virus. This one's mainly for Diabolos, and you're destroying spells and traps with it. So if you're going against a deck that relies on a lot of spells or traps, you get to choose one or the other, and you get rid of those. Yeah, that is a huge game changer as well. So yeah, these are the virus cards I chose to use, and pretty much when you activate any of them, it's game over for your opponent. And then, of course, for last row trap cards, I am running 3 of Back to the Front, as well as 3 of Torrential Tribute. So yeah, the reason I'm running both these, first off, they can both be searched using Lilith. You can get them to your hand. And of course, what's great about that is Torrential Tribute. We have 3 of them now because of the ban list. Being able to just destroy the field, always a great thing. And Back to the Front is kind of like a Call of the Haunted for you. You know, you're summoning the monster in defense position, which still great for you. I mean, you have plenty of options, even getting Lilith back from that, which then she'll be 2000 attack. And then you can use one of the virus cards with her if you want to, like Deck Devastation Virus. There you go. You have it all set up. So both these easy to get, and being able to get them using Lilith is amazing. So you definitely need to have them in this deck too. All right, now we're down to the extra decks. So first off, since we have Destretto, I am using one of Ancient Fairy Dragon, as well as one of Black Rose Dragon, and Dark Strike Fighter, which is kind of a funny choice, but since we contribute monsters, and of course he's a dark monster with him, he works out really well with this deck, so it's kind of a fun card to throw in there. And of course, you saw the combo with Destretto, I already explained it, so that's the reason you're running Ancient Fairy Dragon. I mean, that one's really obvious. And having access to Black Rose Dragon is great too, just being able to wipe out the field. Yeah, so you can go for any of these. You're mainly going to go for Ancient Fairy Dragon in most cases, but it's great to have the option of the other two as well. And now, of course, moving on to our Exceed monsters. The first one I have is the Phantom Knight's Breaksword. This is the rank 3 that I'm running with this because, of course, we have tour guides, so obviously it's easy to go for that, and Scarm as well. I mean, so you go for Breaksword. It's a dark monster with 2000 attack, also works with Deck Devastation Virus, so it's great for this deck. But also, it was in Battles of Legends, so I don't remember if it's expensive or not. I haven't checked in a long time. So if you don't have this card, you could also go for Grand Pulse if you would prefer, because that's another rank 3 that is really good, so that could be a cheaper option. And then, of course, I have a bunch of rank 4 Xyz. I'm using number 41, as well as Castell. Then, of course, number 39 Utopia, and number 39 Utopia the Lightning. So with these, I mean, you just basically need some rank 4s. I really do recommend number 41 and Castell because those have been reprinted a lot, so I know those are really easy to get. So those two, I would definitely throw in. Now with Utopia. Utopia the Lightning is still kind of tough to get, so if you don't have one of these, don't worry about it. You can go for some other options too. Just go for any rank 4s you have. Maybe if you even want to throw in another rank 3, you can. And then now for Link monsters, which is probably the most expensive part about this. I mean, it's really the extra deck that's the only expensive part about this deck profile. So first off, of course, Saryuja, and then Borlo Dragon. So yeah, these two are very pricey these days. And if you don't have these, don't worry about it. Go for some other Link monsters that you have. You could throw in an extra Decode Talker, Topologic Bomber. That is, it's kind of got some hype lately, but if you already have one of those, that can be an option for you. Again, it's kind of like the rank 4s. I'm using them because I have them, but they're not necessarily needed either. Then, of course, after that, Decode Talker. This one should be really easy for you to get. Again, you can have 2 of these if you want to instead of like Borload or something. Proxy Dragon, that's a good one, and I know that one's still pretty easy to get. Underclock Taker, this card is really awesome, so you definitely want that. And, of course, 2 of Link Spider. I'm using Link Spider because, well, of the tokens. You can actually Link summon Link Spider using the token monsters from Lair of Darkness. So you can use those Link monsters, link into Link Spider, and can help you bring out like a Decode Talker a lot easier too from it. So great for that reason, and yeah, makes those tokens a lot more useful too. And yep, there you go. That is my Diabolos Lair of Darkness deck profile for you guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Of course, be sure to hit that like button. You want to see more deck profiles in the future. Let me know what other deck profiles you would like to see. Of course, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Openings, deck profiles, other content too. And also ring that bell to make sure you never miss a video. Again, thank you guys for watching, and of course I will catch you guys later. See ya.